what's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Smoking on a Budget. Today we are going to be doing a premium pork butt that we picked up from Walmart. It is a Prairie Fresh El Natural. Not too bad. We're going to be having a little get together tomorrow, so I like to take my pork butt and actually smoke it for 12 hours first. And then before we get it up to that 165 to 175 mark, then we'll go ahead and wrap it. I'll show you a couple cool things that I do in that stage as well. Some of them are going to stay a secret. We are going to be using our Smoking on a Budget pork butt seasoning, which we are trying to nail down and get into circulation soon. It's also really good on vegetables as well. We're going to be using our Wash Your Sister sauce, also known as Worcestershire sauce. This is Bear and Burton's. That's going to be our binder that we're doing on here. And now let's get in and let's start trimming. Alright guys, so I got it out of the wrap. Now we're getting ready to take a look at it, see what we need to do. So one of the cool things that I really like about pork butt is it's super simple. And again, you can season with whatever you want. You don't need to use a binder. I just really like this Wash Your Sister sauce really a lot, actually. Thank you, Meat Church, for that. I don't trim off a whole lot of this. I just kind of get any of like the kind of hanging pieces as I kind of work my way around it, because a lot of this will render down. I do cook fat up. That is my preference. You can cook fat down. There's not a whole big difference that I've found between the two. I just prefer to do it this way. What I'm trying to do again is just, I'm not going to cut a whole lot of this off, because this portion right here is also what they call that bacon fat. But what I am going to do, once I get it trimmed out, a little bit, I'm going to take this fat cap and I'm going to score it just a little bit, because that will help us to get some seasoning in there. And what will end up happening is, as this renders, that fat will go ahead and start to pull itself, and this will actually stop that. Make sure everybody says hello to Hopper. He's sitting there waiting for me to drop something. Say hi, Hopper. And then we're just going to come through. We're going to do it at just a square. We're not looking to go too deep into the meat. And that right there, folks, looks pretty good. Just go ahead and take off this one little piece here. So, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over on the bottom. I'm going to start with the W sauce. Don't need a whole lot. We're just going to rub it all around here. Try to get in every nook and crevice that you can. Take a look at that beautiful bone eye right there. Huh? Now the goal, that when we get this all finished, our goal is to be able to just go ahead and slowly move that bone and there not be a lick of meat on it. Now I'm going to start to season this side. This is a big piece of meat, so we want to make sure we get it good and covered. Don't want to forget about your sides. Work it in, work it in. Now you can, if you wanted to, you could inject these. I have not done with injection, but I do think that at another certain point, we're going to end up doing one that's going to be injected. Good seasoning on there. I do apologize, guys. Like I said, we are working in Texas. It's only about 95 today. Another side of the bone right there. Go ahead and get in these nooks and crevices right here. Season them up. And you know, one of the things that I have just learned that I want to pass on to you guys is that allowing this seasoning to adhere for a while. My background is working in the commercial restaurants, and some of them were steakhouses, never really a quote-unquote smokehouse, but I've done a lot of work in restaurants, and the thing that we always did was we seasoned and prepared immediately. This allowing us to season it and then actually let it adhere and pull some of that protein out is just, I mean, you can see what it's doing to this meat already. So I'm gonna make sure we got a good seasoning on here. Again, this is a big piece of meat. Season with what you want. This is my own mixture of smoking on a budget, but I try to harp this home every day that I make a video, and every video, smoking is about what you and your people like, your family, your friends, your neighbors. What I've just found is that this stuff is what works for me. But it is all about individualism, and I appreciate you guys for following this page, liking it, sharing it, because it's really getting, you know, some more concepts out there. I do things a little bit differently than everybody else. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and place this on the sheet pan. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the house and let it sit. Oh, let me get inside there a little bit better. And some seasoning. Get it down into the skin, or down underneath that fat cap. Work it in. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up on this sheet tray. And put it back in the refrigerator. Or actually, I'm going to go about an hour. So I'm going to leave it actually on the sheet tray. The house is set to about 68 degrees because, well, we're in Texas and I'm not what they call a little guy, and I like it cold. I'm gonna go ahead and set this back in the house for a little bit. We'll come back out and I'll see you guys real soon. All right, guys, welcome back. So it's been about an hour that I let the seasoning kind of just cure and pull out some of the protein and some of the juices out of here, so that way we can get a good bark to it. You can kind of start to see we got some nice soft pockets starting. We got some really good seasoning going on here. Of course, it's Texas, so we always got to watch out for the flies. I am going to do this for 12 hours, so we are going to also put in a liquid just to kind of keep some moisture in the hot box. Again, we are grilling or smoking on our Savannah, and look at that smoke. I do want to take a moment and also show you guys this awesome gasket that I got from Smoker Chef. It is their smoker gasket. It really allows the smoke to stay in. We lose a lot of smoke out of the doors, and man, it has really helped. So, but what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and put our Juicy Juice, let you guys know that it is a water and tropical fruit punch. Excuse me 1 second. Hopper, Hopper, come on. Come on, bub. Everybody say hi to Hopper. He always loves to make an entrance. And what we're gonna be doing is that I know that on my grill, I know that the bottom pan and right here in the middle is actually a little bit hotter than normal. And because I want to do this for a 12-hour smoke, I'm actually going to set it fat cap up in the middle of the rack, top or the middle rack. This Savannah does have 3 racks: your bottom, your middle, and then there is one more. I use that a lot for vegetables for the 3rd rack. We're going to be smoking today at 200. We're going to be doing it for about 12 hours because we're doing it overnight. I will not be spritzing any apple cider vinegar and water on it. It depends upon whether or not I wake up in the middle of the night and come out and check it. More than likely I won't, so I won't be spraying it at all. We're going to let this go for 12 hours. We're going to come back out. By that time it should be between 165 and 175, and at that point we'll wrap. So stay tuned. We'll be wrapping in your time in about a half a second. Well guys, good morning. It is now just about 9 a.m. I did have it on for 12 hours. I came out and checked it. I cranked up the temperature a little bit to 220. But now this is smoking on a budget, morning edition. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to end up pulling off this pork butt. We're going to add in my secret ingredient, which is tropical fruit punch. I don't put a whole lot in here on the bottom. Just want something to kind of help steam it. When I open this door and you take a look at that butt, it's literally juicy already, and a lot of those juices are actually going to start to get into this pan and really start to help steam it, really get that meat nice and moist, so that way we can go ahead and pull that bone just straight on out. Well, this is it. Look at that great color. You can see that our water pan did cook down a little bit, and I did use it also to kind of try and catch some of the drippings. But man, this thing is beautiful looking. It's got some really nice color. You can see where we scored. Just look at that juice just drip on down. We're like 168 here, 170 around here, and right here in the middle we're right around about the 160 to 165 mark. So this is a good time to pull it. Man, look at that thing. Look at the drippings on the bottom. Woo-wee. This is gonna be good. Now we're gonna bring it over here. Now we're going to get into seasoning it just a little bit more. Like I said, this is a big piece of meat. However, toss just a little bit on here. It's a large piece of meat, but I've never checked this out, but they say that you get about 50 to 60% meat yield on it because there's a big bone depending upon, plus whatever it cooks down. So depending on what size you have, this is going to cook down, and you're going to get about 50 to 60% of your meat rendered. I like to throw on a nice bit of brown sugar. I am going for a sweeter butt. Sweeter butt. Because nobody likes sour butt. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more of our seasoning from Smoking on a Budget. I'm just going to go ahead and add just a little bit more. There will be one other step where we will season just a tad bit more. And now we are going to add, this is about a stick of unsalted butter. Boy. What I like to do is I like to lay these out so that way when they melt, melting on the meat. All the way around it. Get those juices flowing. Okay. I'm just gonna throw a little bit more brown sugar up on top of here. Okay. Now we're going to wrap nice and tightly with the foil. Go. We want to get nice and tight around here so that way we don't really lose any steam. Now we go back on the grill. We'll be removing that. We come over here, we're gonna go to 300. And we're gonna wait. Now we're gonna go ahead and cook it and wait until we are probe tender, which is somewhere around 200 to 210. So we'll keep checking on it. We'll see you back here in a little while. All right, guys, welcome back. So we've now wrapped it. Put our little secret juice in there, that tropical fruit punch. Now we've let it sit up back on the smoker at 300 for another 2 hours. And we are ready to pull her off. I don't really do much of a temperature thing. More, it's kind of like a feel. But you can see that this is 100% probe tender. And we are running, for those of you that want to know, we are running around the 210 down to 205 in some spots. Right here we're at 208. So we're ready to pull her off. Now, while we pull this off and you get a chance to take a look at how gorgeous this meat looks. Man, look at all that juices that ran down into there. Ooh, boy, smoking on a budget. This tool right here is definitely one of your best friends for this meal. What it does is, it is called a fat separator. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pull these juices right into this. We're gonna let it separate the yucky stuff up on top. And we will end up putting this back in our pork butt. Now, here's the real moment of truth. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna find that bone, and whoo-wee! Look at that. Not any meat left on it. It was so juicy. Man, oh man. That's a good cook. Now, normally what I do is I let this cool for a minute, but I have just bought what I like to call my Wolverine kit, and we're gonna give it a try, but I want you to see how tender all this meat is. It just pulls right apart with ease. Oh man. So now remember guys, it is super hot. Kind of getting a facial over here with some steam. But man, who could be mad at that with that smoke flavor in there? We're gonna go ahead and just keep pulling this apart. Ooh, it smells so good. Look at this beautiful smoke ring that we got going on. Oh man, there are gonna be some happy people today. I'd like to take a moment and thank all of my neighbors for dealing with me on a weekend basis. And also, I'd really like to thank all of my followers, subscribers, and my likers. So please don't forget to do that. Like and follow us. We want to keep making content. We want to keep growing this with you guys because I absolutely love this as a pastime. Oops. All right, Hopper, go ahead, get some. Come here. Take it nice. Good boy.
I couldn't even see him.
Well, he got fed. So now that we got it tore up pretty good, what I'm gonna do now is a super secret step that a lot of competition guys do before we even put anything else in this. So you can see on the fat separator, fat is rose to the top. Now your good juices are right there on the bottom. And all we're gonna do is just add a little bit of this in there. Add a little bit of that flavor back, a little bit of that fats back. Woo-wee. And while we're doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and on some of the pieces that I couldn't get with the bear claws, I'm gonna go ahead and pull them apart now so I can get a really good pull on this sandwich. Because we're gonna be making sandwiches later. Oh man. I think I just saw my camera girl salivating a little bit because she knows how good this pulled pork is. So we're gonna kind of take a look, make sure we got a good coverage. I'm probably gonna put a little bit more of the juices in here. Woo-wee. Pour just a little bit more on there. I don't put sauces on my food. That's just a personal choice that I make. Man, you can see how hot it is and the steam. Oh man. I don't like to put any barbecue sauce or anything on my stuff, so what I like to use is pretty much the recycled juices of what we got here on this meat. Now, this is also another little side note. What I like to do is, even though we season it pretty hardcore, I like to put a dry rub on this here, which is the same exact rub that we used before. And this kind of helps the flavor on the back end. Flavors change as you cook and smoke and raise temperature. We're just gonna slide it right on in, slather it. Oh man. You see that nice color, you see that nice consistency that we got going on there. Oh man. Some good stuff. All right. So, here we go. This little piece is for you guys. This one's gonna be for me. And that's for my camera girl. Amazing. I'm gonna put just a little bit more seasoning on here. Mix it in real well. And there you are, folks. Pulled pork. We're gonna do a little bit of slaw. We're gonna do pretzel buns on it. And we are gonna feed and eat like kings. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow our Facebook channel, our YouTube channel, and let me know, reach out. Let me know what you'd like to see on some of our next videos. Have a great day, guys, and this is Smoking on a Budget.